Hi, I'm John Hood. I'm the author of a series of historical fantasy novels called The Folklore Cycle. The first two books of the series, Mountain Folk and Forest Folk, were published in 2021 and 2022. The new book is entitled Water Folk, and it's about to be published. This is the third in a series of videos we prepared to give you an advance look at the world of water folk. I guess you can tell from the title that the novel is about water and folk. In my fictional world, the word folk refers to a wide variety of dwarves, elves, goblins, and other fairies adapted from traditional folklore. I've made other videos that describe these wee folk in greater detail. So today, I'm going to tell you about something entirely different, the extent to which sailing and the whaling industry play important roles in my story. What better place could there be to tell you about all that than right here on the observation deck of the New Bedford Whaling Museum. It was founded in 1903 in New Bedford, a beautiful city on the Acushnet River here in Massachusetts. As deep-sea whaling became a major American industry in the 1700s, its primary hub was on Nantucket Island. During the Revolutionary War, however, a British blockade nearly suffocated the industry. New Bedford was on the mainland and had a deeper port, so it grew in relative importance. Even after the war, tariffs and trade restrictions prompted some whalers to relocate to Nova Scotia and to Europe. It was only after the War of 1812 that American whaling entered its golden age, and New Bedford, Massachusetts became, for a time, the richest city per capita in North America. Let's be clear about our subject here. Whaling was a difficult, brutal, bloody business. Its practitioners hunted the whales in order to harvest their blubber and head oil for lighting, their baleen for manufactured goods like umbrellas and buggy whips, and ambergris, which was used in perfumes. At the height of New Bedford's whaling industry, dozens of square-rigged whale ships were based right here. Each carried 35 sailors and 3 to 5 whaleboats from which they actually hunted their prey. Once a spotter high up in the crow's nest shouted, "Thar she blows!" The men would launch their boats and either sail or row close to the whale. Then they'd hurl harpoons in hopes of hooking and tethering the whale. Harpooning a whale didn't kill it outright. The whale would try to swim away, dragging the whaleboat along behind it. Only after all the swimming exhausted the whale would the men move in closer, dispatch the whale with their lances, and then try to harvest all the bounty before the shark showed up. In Waterfolk, one of the main characters is a whaling captain named Alfred Bulltop Stormalong. A.B. Stormalong was a popular character in New England folklore for generations, depicted in stories, books, and cartoons. His name is thought to be the origin of the term able-bodied seaman, or AB. My version of the character debuted in my earlier novel, Forest Folk. In that book, he's just called Bull. He's a giant of a man, very strong, but only later do readers learn why he's really called Bull, and that he's not really a man. One chapter of Waterfolk takes place right here in New Bedford. Captain Stormalong meets a real-life resident of New Bedford, a blacksmith and entrepreneur named Lewis Temple. Temple offers Bull his latest invention, a special hooked harpoon. Lewis Temple was an African-American and an anti-slavery activist. In fact, New Bedford was a hotbed of abolitionism before the Civil War. Frederick Douglass lived here for years and worked out on the New Bedford Wharf. In future videos, I'll show you even more about the fantastic world of Waterfolk. You can go learn more for yourself by visiting the website for the book series. That's folklorecycle.com. At the site, you could read all about the major characters, themes, settings, and magical creatures that populate my books. And you can order my books as printed books, as digital books, or as audiobooks. See you soon!